Okay, we're going to talk about the 5 key fluids in renal physiology and answer the questions, what are the 5 fluids and what differentiates one from the other? Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Morton, and I'm the noted anatomist. So here are I'm also calling it 5 flavors of nephron water because when all is said and done, when we talk about blood, filtrate, tubular fluid, urine, and interstitial fluid, they're all just different, and that's why I say flavors of nephron water. Let's start with blood. That's the first one. Blood is describing plasma plus blood cells and proteins like albumin, blood, like you always known, like in the afferent glomerular arteriole that feeds blood into the glomerulus, which exits via the efferent glomerular arteriole, which then goes into the second capillary bed of peritubular capillaries. Those are all cortical nephrons, but in the juxtamedullary nephrons, also down the vasa recta. That's all blood. The blood that you know that when you feel your carotid artery or radial pulse or take a venous puncture and draw blood, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Next flavor of water is filtrate. So what happens is filtrate is now our plasma, but without blood cells and without protein. So there's our glomerulus. And so plasma is going to filter into Bowman space and become filtrate. Let's do that again. There's the glomerular capillary, and inside is plasma. So plasma is going to filter through the fenestrations of our endothelial cells, filter through the shared glomerular basement membrane, filter through the filtration slits of the podocytes, and then enter Bowman space. Through that process, we now get filtrate. This ensures the passage of plasma and solutes like glucose and sodium, but prevents the passage of blood cells and large proteins like albumin. Next is tubular fluid. Okay, tubular fluid is now filtrate that's being continually edited or edited continuously. I'll read what I just wrote, okay? Tubular fluid, filtrate being edited continuously. So there's Bowman space with the filtrate. Now filtrate flows through our tubular cells and is becoming tubular fluid. What happens then as this water moves through each of our tubules, we have these transporters like our sodium symporters that bring in sodium or reabsorb sodium from the tubular fluid, but that also brings in glucose and phosphate and amino acids. We're reabsorbing sodium, glucose, phosphates, amino acids. Aquaporins reabsorb water and also paracellularly water and chloride. We are also reabsorbing bicarbonate. We're secreting protons, we're secreting creatinine, and all those things being reabsorbed going into the peritubular capillaries. So as the fluid moves through these tubules, we're continually editing it. So here we've got all the way through all the different tubules, it gets edited. Now, I will say this, that often renal physiologists will call tubular fluid, just keep the name filtrate. The reason why I like using tubular fluid is it helps me remember that tubular fluid in the proximal tubule is different than in the collecting ducts. Let's show that. So here, like just even osmolarity, tubular fluid in the proximal convoluted tubule is about 300 milliosmoles per kilogram. Now watch as the tubular fluid descends down the descending thin limb, it concentrates to 1200 milliosmoles per kilogram. And then as the tubular fluid ascends in the thick ascending limb to the distal convoluted tubule, it starts becoming very dilute. So by the time the tubular fluid's at the end of the distal tubule, it's like 100 milliosmoles per kilogram. And then if we have both aquaporins and ENaC, as the tubular fluid descends down the collecting ducts, it can be maximally concentrated again. So tubular fluid is filtrate being edited continuously through transporters. Sorry, I jumped on my tongue. Urine is next, okay? It's the next flavor of water. Bad choice of words. So as this tubular fluid continually moves through and is being edited all the way down to the end of the collecting duct, we only have 1% of the original filtrate left. So out of 180 liters of plasma that becomes filtrate every day, between 177 and 179.5 liters of that is reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, and only 1% is excreted as urine. There's all these nephrons dumping in their tubular fluid into the collecting ducts to become urine. Watch. That little bit, that's the 1% left of urine that then is what we excrete into the toilet or tree or whatever. Finally is interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is the water surrounding the nephron. All of that, like basically everything surrounding the nephron is interstitial fluid. There's the cortex, there's the medulla, the renal cortex and renal medulla, and we actually give the osmolarity quantitatively. So the cortex and top of the medulla is 300 milliosmoles. By the time we get down to the bottom, it quantitatively becomes 1200 milliosmoles, and I show that qualitatively through these colors as well. Okay? And that, my friends, are the 5 key fluids in renal physiology in a nutshell.